Ladies and gentlemen, it is an awful night of football, super wild card edition. We've got the Carolina Panthers, run by Be More Irish, against the Minnesota Vikings, run by Sir Felger. Another one that, phonetics is going to probably kick our butt back like we did with our debut broadcast with Saren and Saran. But it's JFace907, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, as always, as I dap him up Gus Johnson style. Charter04, how you doing?
Doing great, J-Face. Looking forward to some playoff action.
Playoff football, and we are underway. Pilardi is lined up, and he kicks it off to not Steve Smith. This is a different Smith, but he's not returning that one. That's going into the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, as we do with every episode, what you sipping on, Charter?
I just went with my red eye rye coffee infused whiskey here. It was kind of just a quick grab whatever I had kind of deal. But it's one of my favorites. How about yourself?
Old fashioned, but it's I guess you could call it a coffee infused old fashioned because the liquor I used is a coffee whiskey. It's Irish whiskey though, so really even not true old fashioned. But as we see Christian McCaffrey, not Cafferty. That's the Iowa basketball program. But it's Jameson. It's the cold brew infused Jameson whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. It's very coffee forward, so I end up making mine a little bit sweeter in the old fashioned. So I threw a dash of, as we see McFarland take the shotgun snap, go right into play-by-play calling here. That's what a true professional does. As Wonham gets the sack for a loss of 11 yards on the play, but I threw. Golly, I can't think of the liqueur that tastes like. It's very syrupy, tastes a lot like Dr. Pepper. What the heck is that liqueur called? Anyway, I threw a dash of that, just a dash, and then a dash of Fireball in here. So it kind of just tastes like a really sweet coffee, old-fashioned.
Oh, man. They're in the old fireball.
Yeah. Ooh, McFarland getting hit as he throws. It's a quick 3-and-out for the Panthers out here in their Carolina Blues. Honestly, this is one of my favorite jerseys in all of football, is Carolina's Carolina Blues, but I actually probably would have rocked black pants with this if it were me. Do you have a favorite jersey out there? I know you're a Cowboys fan, so if you had to pick something other than your own Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Kind of hard to think of that right off the top of your head.
See, I'm such a
I mean,
jersey snob that I could power rank them for you, just bing, bang, boom, right away.
yeah, I mean, kind of looking through our little My Madden thing because I was going to get some rosters anyway, so I'll think about that and get back with you. But I'm definitely more of a traditional fan when it comes to I like the traditional looks. That,
Yeah,
that
I would agree with that.
Now, when I say traditional, I don't mean it's got like there's some that came out like for instance the somebody had it just made me think of it because G Money had it, but the Patriots of like the '90s wasn't really a fan of that. Now,
Oh, no, no. I said it in our Discord chat, and I'll say it here on the broadcast. When Arlen left the league, G Money took that crown that Arlen left behind. As we see a pass broken up on a corner out there, it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Vikings. But G Money picked that crown up and ran with it for ugliest unis in all of the Afterwork Football League. I mean, that was atrocious in that game, that Week 17 affair, or Week 18 affair. Excuse me. My God.
wouldn't have been just terrible, but the pants choice was just
I mean,
set
you're
it
you're
off.
clashing eras. You're clashing two different shades of blue that don't really match against each other. As we see a deep seam route over the middle in cover 2 coverage that is caught. Oh, safety just a little bit tardy getting over. Irv Smith with a huge catch, 46 yards. Instant red zone opportunity for the Minnesota Vikings here. As in case those of you haven't noticed, yes, that is Russell Wilson rocking the number 16 here in the purple and white pickup that Felger made a little while back as he's setting up a screen here, and he makes the catch, and he's doing some dancing. He's going to get about 8 yards, 8.5, 9 yards there, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. Do you have any idea how to pronounce that Vikings running back's last name?
Let's see. I gotta go
No,
to the
no,
rosters to
and
compare
it's a
to.
real player. It's not a drafted player. It's
Oh
Nwangu.
man, no Wangu is that sounds as close as I'm gonna get.
We
No
see a
Wangu.
fake pitch pass handoff to Nwangu. Touchdown, but there's dirty laundry on the play, and it is holding. Brian O'Neill getting hit with the holding penalty. Back him up 10 yards. 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. Big penalty call early there.
Actually, as I think about it, uh, really the a team like the Bears uniforms I really love. I don't know if it's because I was a big fan of theirs in the '80s, but just a classic dark blue that they got. Um, I've always liked that look.
Formation getting
And
a little tight here with the motion
Bengals,
for the Vikings. Russell Wilson scrambling out. He's going to take off and just only get about 5 yards there. It'll be 3rd down here. Sorry to cut you off. What were you saying, though?
oh, that's all right. I like those. I like the Bengals. I like the Rams before they got the new jerseys, like the older yellow. I mean, I know they kind of went back to that a little bit, but the Jim Everett '98 Super Bowl, Kurt Warner Rams,
Yeah. I like
or
that
no, I
color
guess
scheme.
'99 Super Bowl. That I like. I kind of like that. The Raiders, I've always liked their uniforms. All the ones that are kind of your more classic looks, I've always liked.
Okay, I can respect that. I like a lot of those as well. Love the Browns going back to their classics as we see slants out here, and it is a touchdown. Oh man, Russell Wilson and or Felger and Russell Wilson there put B Moore in a real tough spot with Shaq Thompson. Couldn't cover everybody. 6 points early for the Vikings as we see the, I guess you could say, standard issue review that Madden does with those boundary type touchdowns. Calls upheld. 6 points for the Vikings with extra point pending from Fairbairn. And
Yeah, I love the little stoppage of play to waste your time. Uh,
right,
Faux review. Like, when have they ever overturned that?
right. When it's
Uh,
not blatantly obvious that they just missed the call, but it's every single boundary catch in the end zone, they automatically review it.
yeah, I mean that's simulation, man. I mean, it's just
What we need is the sky judge to come out and say, after discussion, or well, he doesn't come out and say it, the referee does, but after discussion, the play has been ruled a touchdown.
yeah. Mac McFarland, he was a first round draft pick out of Alabama.
Was indeed. He was on my radar as he was in the, as we see McCaffrey takes a wheel route, fumbles the ball, but he had already gone out of bounds. 8 yard gain. But yeah, he was on my radar. Ultimately chose the Hawk, as we all know. But Mac McFarland's turned out. I mean, he's still just a 76 overall, but I mean, he's got the goods. We'll just see what B Moore can do with him here.
Yeah, he's got 91 speed. I didn't realize he was that fast.
Yeah, he's a quick guy. He's a quickie. As we see Christian McCaffrey gets that just to the 1st down marker. 1st and 10 Panthers here. And I mean, that was the main thing that brought me to him. The only problem that I couldn't quite get over. Let's see if I can see it in his My Madden page. But one of his traits I just did not like. As we see McFarland dropping back to pass, we see some slants here out of the Panthers, and it's DJ Moore, the Terrapin, making some juke moves, and he's got some big yardage there on the 22-yard line are the Panthers. But, oh, here it is. I can see it in his My Madden. He is, since pressure was paranoid, and that really turned me off of him. So that ultimately was why I ended up going with Hawkins. As we see a
Yeah, I'm not
pitch.
sure how if it matters as much this year. I know it. I know it used to, but I haven't used anybody that's paranoid, so I don't know. But I know that Kyler Murray was always paranoid when I had him, and that they would throw some just a few more errant throws. It seemed like, but
For sure. And I mean, with our hashtag QB sliders, I didn't want to put myself behind an 8 ball that I didn't need to put myself behind with a paranoid passer.
yeah, being behind the 8 ball is never good.
Being behind any balls is never good. So we
According to
see,
some, it is in the league, but
We see a 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Panthers. They have now entered the red zone. Bunch formation out here on the right, shotgun. McFarland and McCaffrey are together as we see, oh my goodness, what a contested catch by Trimble. And he's got me trembling after seeing that type of maneuver. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass. Everybody likes those little short and the flat routes, but a defender was right there on it, very close.
Right there. And you know that they always miss inside when you're throwing towards the sideline. And he missed inside, but luckily Trimble was able to get the catch there.
Yeah, it's curious to see what he does here. All these little short inside the five situations, they can be tough because field shrinks up, tougher to get what you want, and some are better than others at scoring at this point. But we'll see if he can. Always important in these games to get in the end zone. Obviously, I mean any football game, obviously, but
Definitely gets
like our
amplified in
league,
the playoffs.
yeah, definitely need to get touchdowns instead of field goals.
Mac McFarland had tons of time, but sadly, no one sprung open for him. A lot of coverage pressure there. He eventually has to break the pocket and throw it away. Burn the football, as they say. Lives to see 3rd down. Can't tell you how important it is, especially down here inside the 10 when, burning the football and playing another down, how important that is.
Yeah, yeah. As important as it is to get points, I mean, or touchdowns, you at least want to get something. Turnovers are definitely a killer down here.
Mac McFarland takes the shotgun snap. He's looking. No one open again. Has to break the pocket. Tries to extend the play, and it's a touchdown. Oh, wow. That ball had to go through at least 3 Vikings before Robbie Anderson, whatever his name is, makes the catch for 6 points. Here's the extra point. It's good. We got a tie ball game. Wow, what a throw and catch.
Man, when he let that go, I was like, oh no. That's the exact thing that we said don't do. Looked like it was going to be a pick, and somehow it snuck in there.
That was just, whew. I don't know what game plan Be More put out here. It must have been contested throws and contested catches because it's working.
Yeah, he might have put in the uh, short route ones, and maybe he threw that was maybe a short play. I don't know, but it definitely helped.
We see play action pass here for the Vikings as Russell Wilson, drifts right into the pressure. Gross Matos making the sack. Really was relatively well blocked, but just that last little backward step that Felger takes with Russell Wilson there puts him right into Gross Matos' arms.
Yeah, that's something that I have a bad habit of doing too. Sometimes on those plays, you just start kind of drifting, and you end up drifting right into a sack when you probably didn't need to.
Unnecessary sacks. Yator Gross Matos. That we got some names in this game, I tell you. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, Russell Wilson throwing into coverage and is lucky that falls harmlessly to the turf. Stonehand's defensive back there cannot go away with a pick, but 3rd down and 18 here. Playoff game early on, first quarter. You thinking about just conceding this and just punting away?
yeah. Depends on how confident he is in play. I mean, he might have a play he likes to call that can get a good 20 yards. But yeah, definitely don't want to mess around and turn the ball over here.
We see Russell Wilson take the snap. Everybody's running first down distance. Triple coverage, and it's dropped. I thought for a second there that he had it, but I mean, I guess at the worst case, that would have been a arm punt, as they call it.
Yeah, and that was what I thought about I guess if you throw it deep, even if they intercept it, sometimes it's as good as a punt. So it really wasn't a bad decision unless they return it longer.
Yeah, it's always something you got to worry about when you're doing an arm punt is making sure you tackle the defender after the interception.
You hope they get that jump catch where they fall and don't get touched, but they rule them dead.
Yeah, or
So,
they just lay there like they're dead.
Yeah, you
never
give
even get
everybody
up.
plenty of time. Yeah, and then they finally get up after 5 minutes. Oh man, the guy just did a crazy dive and just tripped McCaffrey.
Well, I'm not sure if the dive made contact, but it was definitely enough to make McCaffrey think about going about where he was going, and it leads to the tackle. 2nd and 12 here as those shenanigans lead to a 2-yard loss. McFarland drops back to pass. He's got some guys open. Maybe not. Some tight windows. He just throws that one away. The Vikings defensive secondary, they're coming out here and they're locking dudes up.
Yeah, both these teams are playing some pretty good defense.
And both teams do actually have relatively good defensive backs. I mean, both these teams go 3 deep in legit corners, and then have good safeties behind them. As we see McCaffrey leak out of the backfield, and he gets 15 yards for the first down. Man, you always hate it when the check down is the guy who takes it and gets the first down. Although when Christian McCaffrey is on the field, is he ever really a check down?
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that I've noticed the better players they take that.
We got a post route here. Robbie Anderson's wide open, and it's a touchdown, Panthers. What a play by the Panthers there. No one was within 5 yards of Anderson. Man, I wish it was that easy for me.
Yeah, that as soon as I was thinking about the check down, I was looking at McCaffrey, and then I looked up and saw Anderson. I was like, oh, if he sees this, he got a touchdown because he was just running away from everybody. But it was just one of those good plays against the perfect defense that you call sometimes that just gets open.
Just taking a look at Anderson here, 30 years old in our file. As I mentioned before, we're in season 3. So this is the 2023 NFL season, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And Robbie Anderson's still out here clocking a 96 speed, so he can get away from dudes.
That's that's right up there at the top. Some of the fastest guys. I don't think there is a wide receiver 99 speed anymore. I think
Tyreek Hill
98's
finally
the
regressed
fastest.
for you.
Yeah, he regressed down to a slow 98
Oh,
speed.
man, a slow 98. Oof. Hate to see it. So we see Russell Wilson. He's got a lot of time, and he finds Sherwood out there on the sideline, and he gets a first down, about 15 yards there gained by the Vikings. Going back to what I was saying as far as the defensive secondaries of this team, featured over on the Panthers side, you've got Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn, who are each an 85 overall, and veteran A.J. Bowie, who's still coming in at an 80. So he's got a good bunch of corners here as we see Sherwood catching it over the middle, taking a big lick, but he holds on to that football, and we come to the end of the first quarter. Panthers on top, 14-7 in this super wild card broadcast.
Yeah, J.C. Horn's a good one. I can't remember if he's the guy that in real life kind of had injury issues or not. I can't remember, but his uh his ratings and size and everything are really good. 6'1". He's only 23 years old. Um, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, man coverage 86. I mean, he's definitely one of the best good young corners we got in the league.
Definitely. Him and I think you may be thinking of Caleb Farley, but both of those dudes, Horn and Farley, ballers.
Yeah, I think Farley's the one I'm thinking of that's been kind of injury prone.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he's
then
got Jeremy Chin, pretty good safety. Reggie Langford, good safety. Yeah, Carolina's got a good secondary, and he had some good linebackers. Jack Thompson's a good speedy coverage kind of guy.
Shaq Thompson was one of the last linebackers that I loved playing with back in NCAA before it died. I was UW, University of Washington, and I loved using Shaq Thompson. as we hear the beautiful one deciding to make her presence felt through this broadcast.
Is Delvin Cook hurt, or not seeing
That's
him in the
actually
game?
that is a wonderful question. As we see Russell Wilson doing a bootleg, he toes the sideline and delivers a bullet, but it's dropped. Oh, man. What a throw by Russell Wilson with an equally as impressive drop by the receiver
Yeah,
downfield.
yeah, that was a dime right there by Russell Wilson.
The worst, I think the thing that makes it even more frustrating is that was Justin Jefferson with that drop. You don't expect that out of him. Russell Wilson has a wide open security blanket over the middle, and that security blanket's name is Adam Thielen. He gets a first down, puts the Vikings in the red zone, and keeps the drive going.
Yeah, the Vikings definitely have a nice little receiving core. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Manuel Sherwood's a pretty good player, 6'3", 92 speed, 82 overall. That's their top three receivers, and all three of them are good.
Very much so. Would love to have all of them. Looking at the, I don't know if my Madden's not up to date or what, but looking at the My Madden Vikings injury report, Dalvin Cook does not appear here.
I wonder if that's one of those little secret suspensions that sometimes get slipped in there.
Yeah, I mean, we were briefed that we should expect like a end of season report, so to speak, or at least 1 to 2 a year of suspensions that were served through the awful season. So maybe we will see Dalvin Cook's name appear on that list. Or
As of right now, I don't know.
or maybe this is just Madden fatigue. Maybe he full pads it out here, and Dalvin Cook just was not cleared to play.
Yeah, I didn't think about that because we don't see his play call screen, so he might have a bunch of guys in yellow, and Dalvin Cook might be fatigued already to where he can't even come back in the game.
Yeah, as we see Irv Smith Jr. there with another big catch, gets a first down, and the Vikings are just inside the 1 yard line. About a half yard to go here to put it in for 6. Hand off to, I cannot make out that name because it was Blake. I was going to say I should just look at the numbers because, excuse me, as the beautiful one again makes her presence known. But Blake, the quality was a little fuzzy, so I couldn't see the name under the player, but that was Roy Blake taking the handoff.
Yeah, these once again a key possession here to get it in the end zone.
Another handoff. This one to New. I cannot say that name, but he dives in for 6. He does the pumps and a whatever that is, elbow to the knee. Sorry, kids, I don't know the names of these dances. Actually, I know the name of a lot of them, but that one I didn't know. But it's a touchdown for the Vikings. Extra point is good. 14-14 as we see a 13-play, 6-minute drive out of the Vikings there. You don't see it often in Madden, but when you see it, it's impressive.
That's what she said.
Indeed.
Yeah, when you, I guess you can go old school if you can't remember their name, just call them their number.
Yeah,
Good
there
run
was.
by 26 and good run by 22.
I don't know if he was doing it just to kind of be sly or if he just didn't have his media guide around him, but I saw that Herb Street had done that during their broadcast of their Week 18 doubleheader of Saturday Night Football or Monday Night Football on Saturday night.
Yeah, I was listening to some of that because you obviously those guys don't usually do NFL games, so I was actually surprised they knew as much as they did about some of the teams and stuff they had, but I definitely wondered if they would know as much about the NFL players that they hadn't seen in college.
Well, I mean, I think they do a good job just spending the week just basically studying. As we see a wheel route to McCaffrey, well covered by David, but Christian McCaffrey still goes up and gets a hand on that ball. Ultimately drops it once he does get hit, but That was a dangerous throw.
Yeah, I like that play for with the having McCafferty. Now you see McCafferty breathing heavily. Looks like he's tired.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I see that too. Hands on knees, chest expanding quite heavily. As look at all this time McFarland has, but he tries to run and he is stripped.
Oh boy.
Oh, my goodness. Touchdown, Vikings. Oh, man. That play went from all the time in the world to basically taking your own time away from yourself, and disaster. Disaster strikes.
Yeah, I mean everything is amplified in the playoffs because you generally have good teams all in. And boy, when you get when you get a sack fumble or any kind of turnover that causes the defense to get 6 points, it's always just a crusher.
Yeah. You want to make sure that it's the offense that's the only unit doing the scoring. So when another team's defense scores, that's definitely a real kick in the pants.
Yeah, just anything you can do to keep easy scores from happening, and that's about as easy as it gets there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't want people to be too easy. That's the main problem.
You never want anybody to be too easy. Usually, there's some long-term effects if things are too easy. As we see
Oh, I've heard.
McFarland drops back and he hits a corner route for a first down.
But now if you're B more, you just gotta don't get tilted. Just relax, stay calm, not try to do too much, and just compound the problem.
Right, just let what comes to you. Ooh, nice little catch there over the middle. Just avoided getting it swatted right back in his face. Did McFarland did? Did McFarland did? I can talk. I'm a good talker.
That's really one of the things that you see that separates players in leagues like this is the ones that can kind of overcome that real bad situation, bad mistake, and not just keep making it worse.
As we see a nice feathery touch pass there by McFarland, and it's Anderson again. Right now, through the first half, Robbie Anderson out here making plays for the Panthers.
Now, one of the best things to do to get you back on track is to go to the good old PA crosser.
I've heard good things about that this week.
That's always a good one.
As we see McCaffrey come in motion, he takes a pitch pass. He's got blockers in front of him. He's also breaking tackles. He gets a first down, and he is inside the red zone for the Panthers. Be more taking what the defense is giving him, making some good play calls. I think he is no longer tilt if he was once tilted.
Yeah, that jet touch pass. He turned it into as much as you can. He had some good stick work there.
Fantastic stick work, but also some great help from his wingmen down the field and the downfield blocking by the receivers.
Now,
Oftentimes, good stick work comes with great wingmen, helping you out.
you don't want them to help you out too much and get too overly involved in the stick work side of things, but leading up to the stick work is always good. Just
Definitely.
make a good block and get out of the way after that.
Yep, agreed wholeheartedly, my partner. As we see 6 yards there on first down for the Panthers, 2nd and 4 inside of the 9-yard line. Just over 3.5 minutes to go here. Panthers in I formation might be one of the rare times they've come out in the I in this game. McFarland boots it out, and he hits his fullback in the flat, and that's going to be a first down, 1st and goal from the 4.
Yeah, I know that the kind of crossing routes off of a play action situation has kind of been, one of those things that's talked about in the league. But in reality, obviously abusing anything's not good, but that same kind of play works great in the NFL. So
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
reason why it works.
I mean, half of McVay's offensive playbook is cross routes. Starts them in a bunch and then has them all crossing over the field.
Well, it's any coverage just about. it works good because when you're doing the play action from one side, the defense has to respect the run, and then when the bootleg goes the complete other side of the field, it just really throws you off. Like you have to be able to cover so much of the field on those plays.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. As we see second and goal here, goal line formation, and McCaffrey really just kind of walks in, almost worried that he was going a little bit too slow up on his lineman, but he gets in anyway. We're an extra point away from being tied again.
I'm really glad so far we've gotten one of the good games that have in the awful at times because it starts getting rough when it's blowouts. Try to think of stuff to say.
Boy, oh boy, are we no shade towards one HGR, but are we glad we are not covering the Battle of Ohio that was the wild card first round?
Yeah, we would have had to been going deep into the bag of best chicken sandwiches and cheeseburgers, kind of lists. Start going into that kind of stuff in the second
Popeyes,
half
by
of
the
that
way,
game.
best chicken sandwich, Popeyes.
Yeah, I mean, not that I wanted to get into that, but I mean, you mentioned food and it's going to get my attention, so I can't argue with that. It's definitely up there, possibly my favorite too.
As we see a pitch go just, or actually not just, it went for -1 yard. Not exactly how you want to start the 2 minute drive if you are the Vikings. Um, or both teams have all three timeouts remaining as we do see the clock go down to the 2 minute warning, but I would fully expect to see More try and get the ball one more time here.
Yeah, definitely. You want to at least attempt to do that. Um, with it being 21-21, I don't remember who got the ball first. I'm
Neither
sure you
do
don't
I.
either,
I do
but
not remember. Oh wait, I do remember. It was whoever has Palladay as their kickoff specialist. Oh, as we see Russell Wilson going deep to Irv Smith Jr. He caught it and then couldn't bring it down. Those are the most frustrating catch animations out there because you have it in your arms and it doesn't really look like there was much contact at all, but he just doesn't catch it.
he said whoever has
Palladay or whatever his name is.
Pallarday in front
Pallarday.
of for the that's the guy for the Vikings. So
So yeah,
looks like the Vikings get the ball first.
More will definitely want to try and have the ball one more time here with a chance to double up on Felger. As we see a 3rd and 11 here, and there's a contested catch for Sherwood. He gets the first down, extends the drive, and we might not see More get the ball back if the Vikings keep moving like this.
Definitely, if you're Felger, clearly the best case scenario, score a touchdown here. But then if you could just keep the other team from getting the ball, that's also a good thing since you're getting the ball at halftime. But getting any points would be nice.
Screen pass there on first down as that gets about 6 yards to the Vikings. Nobody's calling a timeout here. Maybe Felger's just slow playing this to ensure that he is the last one with the football, and More on the other side is like, well, I don't want to give him any extra timeouts.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna see a timeout here called. Oh, but it's by the Vikings. I hate to say it, but at that point, I kind of wave the white flag and make my opponent call the timeout. That's just
yeah,
me.
I think Felger probably would have called a timeout had he gave him a chance to do it and maybe saved himself a timeout. Or I guess Felger called it.
Yeah, it was Felger that called it. Like I said, I would have made More call that, and
Yeah.
as we now see an incomplete pass, the Panthers are going to get the ball back with just about, depending on how long this return takes, if there is any return, about 40 seconds left, and all three timeouts.
Yeah, that's plenty of time, especially with, like you said, the three timeouts. I know it's on the 21, but that's still plenty of time to get down in at least field goal range.
Yeah, definitely good enough field goal range. I mean, Carolina is rocking Zane Gonzalez, the Arizona State kicker, with all the leg in the world, but not much accuracy. So he doesn't have to get too far past the 50 to at least be in the distance area of Zane. As we see Mac McFarland having to burn the football early there. Might have had some guys open very early in the play, but once you miss out on those, nothing was there. The pressure gets home. He has to, again, like I said, burn the football.
And he only had time for really one or two reads and go it out of bounds.
Two backs in shotgun with McFarland here. Two receivers out to the left as we see a handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Gets about 9.5 yards. Not good enough for the first down, but also not good enough really to say you want to extend the drive either. So I think we might have actually seen the last play of the first half here as nobody is calling timeouts. B-Moore is not even flipping through. Oh, he does make the selection on the play. But it would not shock me if we see both these men. Oh, my goodness, we do have a snap. And there is a first down. Oh, a hit stick there. Oh, could you imagine if he had fumbled that?
Yeah, that I was surprised he called a play at all, just without call. I mean, he had two timeouts and didn't use them, and then to be in a position where you very easily could have fumbled there, but wasn't the best decision in my opinion.
We shall see. A chunk play here puts the Panthers in field goal range. Let's see if the gamble pays off. So we see McFarland drop back to pass. He's looking. No one's open. He's just going to have to, oh, he runs out of bounds. That's one way to burn the ball, but 3 seconds left. It's a loss of one. It's either Hail Mary time or take a knee time. Personally, I'm probably taking the knee here. It looks like that's what B-Moore's going to do.
Yeah, that was one of those, dare I say, Mike McCarthy style clock management situations at the end of the half.
And we are at the half. It's a brand new ball game, or really, it's a ball game that one half. I just totally screwed that up. Anyway, it's a tie ball game, 24-24, or was it 24-24, 21-21? It has to be 21-21. Nobody's kicked any field goals.
We need some what's that Benny Hill song going right now?
Right? How much can maybe I was wrong. I thought for sure that the Vikings
They did kick off.
They did kick off. Yeah, I messed it up. Yeah. Another mess up. Man, I am rusty.
We were in mid-season form, and now we're
back to square one.
That long break, and we're just trying to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah. Whew. I wish I could blame my drink, but I barely drank half of it.
I'm down to my last. I'm over half mine, but my glasses start to get a little bit smaller down at the bottom, so it's probably even less than that left.
Oh, this is one for the highlight reel, I tell you.
Yeah, the for some reason when you're talking about the old fashioned, some of that stuff starts to remind me of which I've made the joke about.
Oh, what a catch! And he's still hurdling. He gets inside of the 35-yard line. That's the running back out there on the wheel route, making plays like he's a receiver.
Njugaku.
Nungaku. I'm trying here, folks. I really am.
No idea. Yeah, he was doing those hurdles, and that's actually something I've thought would be a great idea because of how much people dive. You know, those low dives everybody does.
Yeah.
And I feel like those hurdles are a good counter to that because you're going to jump over their hands, you would think, and he was doing that.
Absolutely, as we see Sherwood take the jet sweep, and he goes about 13 yards for the first down. After he throws out the first down, he then breaks out the LeBron James silencer. Okay, interesting choice of celebrations for just a first down. But we see a handoff here to Nwangangu, and he gets about 4 yards. He's only carried the ball 8 times for 11 yards, but boy, will we remember that reception. That's for darn sure.
But going back to the drink, I've mentioned you having an old soul from some of the references, and having the same drink every time reminded me of that too. Like it's kind of an older guy thing to do to never change.
I'll
the
be
same
honest.
routine.
I would love to drink a new. Ooh, as we see one of the classic offensive linemen just obliterations there. Only minimal gain, if any, there for the Vikings. But I have all these different ideas of what I'm gonna do when it comes to drinks for this, and then I never make it to the grocery store or the liquor store or whatever. Because I mean, I would love to have some of these cocktails I've looked at, but I just never get out there in time before the broadcast. As we see Russell Wilson, oh my
Oh
goodness,
man,
defender right in his grill, decides to throw it, and it was nearly an interception, and that looked like a 99-yard house call.
that I know those can be frustrating at times, but when you really see what we have as far as uh, a lack of contested, sometimes there's just not enough contested situations. Really, defensive backs don't have a huge catch rate. That's they always say that's why they're DBs.
Yep, yep.
That it really probably keeps us. I mean, it's not like we don't already throw way too many interceptions. So having a few drops there and there probably help us to not have a bunch of guys suspended or whatever it is getting dev taken away
I mean,
if they caught every one of them like that.
I just sit back and think of like to Madden 17 or 18 it was, where the only way to keep the interception numbers from being just 100 in a season was to make the DBs just have stone hands. I want to say it was back in TMFL, um, because I don't know if it was just the default all Madden sliders or what, but it was interceptions galore.
Yeah, I mean you had. I mean now we still throw a lot of picks, but think about before they changed up the player movement a little bit, and when you're a user could just lurk everything.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
guard three receivers with one user lurk.
it was even more difficult then. You just didn't throw over the middle.
Yeah,
That was just no way you wanted to do that.
and everybody had on their team like a 90 agility linebacker that they could just switch move, or do quick moves on on a dime. As we see McCaffrey only get, or not only, wow, I did that again, get a loss of 2 there, and that is big time third down stop by the Vikings defense. They're going to get the ball back here as Nwangangu is returning punts here also for the Vikings. He's doing it all in this one.
He's probably the regular punt returner with Delvin Cook being the normal starter at running back, and he's pulling double duty now.
Probably. Oh, as we see in the Twitch chat, the GOAT has entered the chat. Everybody's favorite new member of the Afterwork Football League. Welcome to the broadcast, my guy. This is the awful night of football. It's the Super Wild Card edition. As 3 yards there on the first down play by the Minnesota Vikings. Is it too early to say this is a must-stop situation for Beemore, or maybe we just say no touchdown here?
I mean, it's always potentially that, but I think he's probably still has time, but you definitely don't want to give up a touchdown and go down by 10 points here.
Wilson gets hit as he throws, but he still drops the dime. Justin Jefferson, I think that's actually his first catch of the game. It is. I know he had that big drop earlier, but 30 yards on his first catch. Man, what a throw. All kinds of pressure in his face. Like I said, even got hit, at least I thought he did, and Russell Wilson still delivers a dime.
Russell Wilson's got the traits you want, the ideal sense pressure trait, as opposed to McFarland.
Right. Carter Jr. with a tackle in the backfield there. That's his first tackle of the game. Always good when your first is a tackle for loss. Setting up a 2nd and 11 here for the Minnesota Vikings. Wilson takes the shotgun snap. He's looking. He's got nobody open, and he gets thrown to the ground. Big sack. Langley throws Russell Wilson to the ground for a 9-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 21 for the Vikings. At this point, with the lead, Maybe get a little conservative. Maybe concede a drive here. I must be just the worst, most sissified game player out here because I'm just talking about all kinds of concessions and everything else.
Yeah, anytime there's like a third and long, you always mention, I mean, now's probably the time to be conservative and concede.
Can you tell that I was an Ohio State fan under Jim Tressel?
Yeah,
As we see Langford only get even missed a little bit by 1 yard the original line of scrimmage. But yeah, I Tressel ball all the way.
I do think in this league, it doesn't hurt to not take crazy chances in a situation like that. Just with, I mean, turnovers are such a huge part. I mean, it's a big deal in real football, but in our leagues, I feel like winning the turnover battle is even more important sometimes. And so, yeah, I mean, just not turning it over, making them drive from the 20-yard line, I would say is pretty important.
As we see McFarland again with a lot of time, but again has nobody to throw to, ends up chucking the ball up, and Harrison Smith can't
Oh,
pull it in. Christian McCaffrey there
another
really,
drop.
we had a role reversal. McCaffrey had to break up the pass. Oh man, I would think at this point, if you're B Moore and if you're Mac, just take off. Really, I think that's where we're at right now. As we see Christian McCaffrey get about 8 yards on the play. Nice run there, setting up a 3rd and short. Whole playbook at the disposal on this 3rd down for the Carolina Panthers.
I haven't really noticed, now that I'm thinking about it, if they just haven't been able to run, but I noticed the stats. Neither team has very many rushing yards. Wonder if that would help to mix that in a little bit more, kind of keep them guessing so you're not sitting on the pass all the time.
Definitely think it wouldn't hurt. As we see a little weak eye formation here out of the Panthers. It's a bootleg. Mac McFarland, he's going deep. He underthrows the receiver. DJ Moore was wide open, but I don't know if it was because he was on the run or what, but Mac McFarland shorted it by about 5 yards there. Harrison Smith makes the easy interception.
Definitely could have been the on the run, although he did have the shorter crosser wide open, but I know your eyes light up when you see that deep route open. But Mac McFarland, his throw on the run is 84, so that's not too bad, but it's definitely not elite or anything.
So we see a 7-yard gain on the run play for the Vikings on 1st down. Getting close to 3 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Vikings can make some headway if they get a touchdown here. As we see in the chat, Mac's not the guy, pal. Ooh, strong words.
Well, and I know 90 is strong enough of an arm, but you're on the run, 90 throw power. I mean, he's no Patrick Mahomes. I'll just say that.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, his deep accuracy is his lowest rated accuracy rating of the three. As we see Irv Smith Jr. on a little tight end swing route off the RPO. Nice little movement there, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, that interception is another confirmation for the whole, play it safe situation that you were talking about because punt it, then you get the ball right back on a pick. So um, I think you're right about the playing it safe sometimes for sure.
Hey, Jim Tressel ain't wearing a national championship ring for nothing.
Yeah, it's true. A terrible pass interference called on the Hurricanes is what got it for him.
Just don't put your hands on a receiver. I mean, that's all there is to that. As we see
I
little
gotta pick up
misdirection
the
here.
Ohio State fans since I have no dog in the fight on that game. I don't even know if we have any Hurricane fans in the league.
I know we did at one time a while back, but current date, I don't think we do. I don't think I see anybody throwing up the U at all.
I don't know if they have any fans, period, at this point.
Oh, I'd just taken a drink and almost ruined my microphone. We see some motion here. It's a fake of the pitch pass as, oh, no, not what you want. Sherwood straddling, or not even straddling. He was pretty much on the sideline. Ends up taking the ball right out of bounds after he makes the catch for a loss of two.
I think you have to credit the defense for some of this. But we've seen a lot of third and longs, it feels like, this game.
It has. I think both defenses have played very well in this game. I mean, I know it's weird to say that on a 24-21 scoreline, as we essentially see the same thing with this time with Irv Smith Jr. just right on the sideline, falls backwards. He gets tackled this time rather than having his butt hit the sideline. But still, no yak there. 4th and 7.
Yeah, B Moore is doing a really good job of covering all the deeper routes and leaving the underneath open. And when you sometimes those little underneath routes, you can like the McCafferty one from not that long ago, first half. He had a nice run, but a lot of times the sideline becomes your worst enemy.
Yes,
You
yes,
end up with that
indeed.
little bad falling out of bounds catches.
We see two tight ends, two running backs, and Christian McCaffrey gets about 5 yards here on first down. That's going to be how we close the third quarter. Going into winning time, it is a 24-21 ball game. Vikings in front. This is a good one. We got a barn burner here.
Yeah, I think at this point the little timeout, the Panthers, I think getting the run game going here wouldn't hurt. You got a really good running back, and see if you can march down the field with him a little bit.
As we have a pause in the action here in Carolina. I have on my other screen, I flipped over to the Dolphins and the Ravens as extra point is good in South Beach. We see the Ravens leading the Dolphins right now 10-7. They're about 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go before they hit the half. So that's a good one out there in Miami as well. Don't change that dial, though. We got a good one going here as we now officially start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers, trying to see if they can take the lead or at least tie here.
He still got McFarland in the game, so he didn't bench him. I didn't think he would, but
McFarland does drop back to pass. He's got his heels on in the end zone. He hits Marshall Jr. and oh my gosh, these hit sticks are giving me just scaring the crap out of me. I feel like one of them's gonna pop out. Pop the football out at any point now. I've talked about conceding everything. I'm diving. you know, I am not afraid to take the dive. Play action here as we see a wide open crosser. It's DJ Moore. He's making two defenders miss. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Panthers. What a play.
man, we had a little insult with the long pass and then the injury with the big juke making three guys miss.
That was
Just
just
adding
wild.
insult to injury.
Wow, what a play for the Carolina offense. Extra points good, 28-24. They take the lead. I wish I would have made a more conscious effort to track this, but we have multiple lead changes in this game. I think that was at least the fourth lead change.
Yeah, that kind of play there. I mean, just like I said, establish the run, get the running game going. Oh wait, no, just throw the ball twice and get a
Just
touchdown.
But hey, at least before those two throws, there was a running play in there. There
Yeah,
was.
yeah. The one run play is what caused all that.
All of
That,
it.
that was what.
Softened up the defense. As we see a corner route here out to Irv Smith Jr. Man, that's always a tough ask, even if it is a super athlete like Shaq Thompson. User man covering. Don't know if I could ever do it.
Yeah, it's especially when you're using a linebacker and these tight ends. I mean, they're tough to cover because they make those cuts and it just slows your guy down for some reason. You just can't ever catch up.
But that was a huge first play for the Vikings as they're already knocking on the door of the territory of the Panthers as we see Nwangu takes it past midfield. He's on the 48-yard line of the Panthers. 6-yard gain there on the touch pass.
Really, what you need is a guy like the Cardinals have as their he's a safety that's got 95 speed and he plays him at sub linebacker. So,
Oh,
so you got a nice 95 speed linebacker in there for
that
coverage.
Cardinals defense is filthy. Oh, speaking of filthy, that was a ugly, just dirty, short miss there by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that was a nasty little one right there. A nasty little throw.
Hashtag QB sliders. 3rd and 4 here. This is a big third down for the Vikings as maybe we're in 4-down territory here. Oh, man. He goes diving and he's short. He is short. He does not have the first down conversion. It's going to be 4th and 1. I said maybe 4th down or 4-down territory. Definitely when you're just inside of a yard.
Man, those little dives are dangerous. just just looking for a fumble.
Ball looks to be touching the first down marker there as we see Adam Thielen, Mr. Reliable, gets the first down inside of the 37-yard line. Let's see, what is Adam Thielen rated at right now? Because he's in our file, he's now 33 years old, 83 overall, 87 speed. So, I mean, he is essentially a security blanket at this point in his career in our file.
Yeah, 33 is still just a young whippersnapper.
Just a young guy. Oh, what a nasty pancake there by the center as that opens up the biggest run play of the game for the Vikings. About 12 yards there on the carry.
You don't you don't see that many of those, but man, it just gets me excited when I see some of the when the blocking actually works like it should sometimes, and you see a good pancake. So many times they just D line, O line just hit each other and just stay stagnant right there in the line of scrimmage, get no movement.
I
Good to
will
see it when it's not like that.
I got super excited. And if you want to go see it, check out my previous streams. Quentin Nelson, just fell short. Russell Wilson there making the throw as he's getting hit. But Quentin Nelson, much like in real life, was on a pool and just laid a dude out. And it made me so excited. So excited.
I need to see that, but it would be nice to have a guard like that because I bet he lays some wood on people.
Oh, yes. He does lay the wood. Yes, sir. We see 2nd and 10 here on the 25-yard line for the Vikings. Shotgun formation, tight end in the slot. Russell Wilson looks, pressure in his face, and again, the ball falls short thanks to the pressure. That's something we actually have not seen. We've seen some good pressure in this game, don't get me wrong, but that was one of the first real interior threats of this game. We've seen actually a lot of the stuff come off tackle from the edge rushers.
Yeah, they've gotten some pretty decent pressure, like you said. I think both of these guys use their DBs and linebackers. I don't think either one of them uses a D line, so you're not going to have as much up the middle pressure like you do with some of the guys, myself included.
Oh, another bad miss by Russell Wilson there, short. 4th and 10. I mean, you need 7 because you're down 4. But I do like taking the field goal here, making this a 1-point game. Maybe if you're within 4th and 5, 4th and 6, maybe you entertain the idea of going for it. But I think taking the 3 here is the right call.
I know that you're going to have some inaccuracies, but man, and maybe he wouldn't have gotten the first down anyway. It was 3rd and 10, but it hurts when that 94 short accuracy quarterback missed a couple like he has. Um, but I don't know if it's just maybe just a slight mistiming of the throw or what it was. But I guess it's better than if he'd have done the same thing, but it go right to a DB. So
Right,
that
right.
didn't happen.
That's something I always have to tell myself when I'm missing a wide open guy short, is at least I didn't miss it to where it went right into the hands of a defender.
Yeah,
So we see McFarland again. Ah, he just has no one open in this game. There have been so many coverage sacks that, at this point I think B Moore's just got to put himself on a timer that if he just doesn't see it within the first two reads, either get out or know where your check down's going to be. Have it pre-snap, knowing where you're going to look there.
He had a little option route with McCafferty, and if he would have looked at him, even initially, he had made a cut to the outside and had his guy beat. But like you said, by the time you look to the right, probably, and then you're looking left, it just makes it hard to. You don't have enough time to come back to your left side of the field.
Angle route there out of McCaffrey, and he puts his hands on the ball. Oh, he caught that. Oh, I thought that I saw that ball come out, but it looks like he did catch it for 6 yards. Or wait, no, my mistake. I'm forgetting all about first down.
That was after he had that sack, so
Yeah.
it was even longer than that.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey. I don't know why I'm saying McCafferty.
I put it in your head on the very first time we called his name when I talked about, it's not McCafferty like Iowa basketball. It's McCaffrey. Again.
All your fault.
All my fault. Mac McFarland has nobody open, and he dumps it off to his check down, but it's too far on the outside, and Tremble gets taken out of bounds when he makes the catch. Oh, man.
That time, Felger was using a defensive lineman, so that's the first time I've seen him do that.
I saw that, and I even noticed he did do a jump with the defensive lineman as well as try to knock down the pass at the line.
Yeah, I don't ever think to do that, but I bet that could work sometimes if you're not able to get that initial win. Just kind of try to go for a jump, see if you can tip the ball.
And I've always been bummed that the CPU doesn't do it either. The only time you see a tipped pass is when the defender, as we see a loss of 2 yards there on the play, is when the defender's right in the face of the quarterback, and he Mutombos it right out of the sky.
Yeah. I would like to see him do that and then wag the finger like Mutombo.
That's what we need. We need the Mutombo finger on top of the SWAT action.
Definitely would improve things.
Russell Wilson takes the shotgun snap on 2nd and 12. There's a SWAT right there. A little incomplete gesture. No, Mutombo. No, not today. But just the same, as it's going to be 3rd and 12. Taking a peek at the action in the other wild card game out in the AFC, Dolphins have jumped out in front on the Ravens, 21-17 here. But again, don't change that dial. Stay right here with the Awful Night of Football. So we've got 3rd and 12 here, and Russell Wilson, he's looking. He throws it, his pick. Oh my goodness! Tipped up in the air. Justin Jefferson, Johnny on the spot, catches it for the first down. Oh my. I thought that was a pick, and then suddenly it was in the air, and then suddenly it was a first down.
Yeah, B Moore did a great job. User covering, going back to the crossing route that was coming over, and wow, that's unfortunate for him.
Unfortunate for him, extremely fortunate for Felger. Oh, as we see B Moore sniffing out the screen with Shaq Thompson covering it up. Russell Wilson has no choice but to burn that football.
Because by the time you roll out, I don't know if you're
getting to the point where a legal man downfield starts entering the equation.
Yeah. I do know that I'm pretty sure the rule is if you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, it doesn't get called. That it has to be a pass line of scrimmage, but it might have already been past the line of scrimmage by then. The running back probably was.
Little RPO action is Adam Thielen on the alert. Not exactly with the attributes we read off for him. Someone you'd expect to catch the alert. Usually it's someone a little more shifty, but he gets 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, when guy with that speed catches the ball 6 yards is pretty good.
Yeah. No joke, as the kids used to say. They don't say it anymore. No cap, as the kids say now. As we've got empty here, Russell Wilson all by himself in the backfield. He's looking. He throws it deep over the middle into double coverage. Nobody home. Irv Smith does, I guess he does get his hands on it, but in that kind of congested area, no chance he was coming down with it. It's fourth down. Fourth down in the uh, Panther territory, 4th and 4. Are you going for this, or do you want maybe trust your defense?
4th and 4. I mean, he's done pretty good with those fourth down runs. I mean, I know that you would probably play it safe.
I would. I would play it safe. I probably never get the ball back either. I'd, lose the game.
The
4-minute
analytics probably
offense.
say go for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do. As we see Russell Wilson dropping back to pass. Oh, wow. Sherwood with a contested catch. First down for the Vikings. Man, everybody, like, two slants overlapped right at the time of the catch point, and Sherwood comes out ahead of everybody. I was getting nervous there.
I just can't imagine real NFL playbooks having slant plays the way they are in Madden. Like it just seems like having all these slants going right toward each other doesn't seem to be what you really want.
Well, I've said this for years about sports games, all sports games, not just Madden, not just 2K, not just FIFA. I don't think the field scale is right. I think the
Yeah, that's
field
probably
needs
what
to
it
be
is.
bigger. The player to field, ratio is just it's too small. It needs to be bigger.
And I will say slants when they call them, you don't wait that long to throw it either.
True,
Like a
true.
slant is a really quick throw, so they'd never have time to cross over each other.
As we see Russell Wilson with throwing it to two receivers in the same location. One of them does come away with it, and it's 3rd and 4 now. And B Moore does use his first time out, knowing that he's gonna need to get the ball back. The Vikings are in field goal range here, and hey, look at this, that field goal that Felger took in his last drive coming into play here. He can win this with just a field goal.
And the best case scenario, get a first down, so that way you can start running the clock down some before you kick the field goal. That's what you hope to get if you're Felger.
Three receivers out left here, shotgun formation for the Vikings. Russell Wilson takes the snap and he's looking. He's got a receiver. Oh, he runs right into coverage. He actually was open if he had just sat down into the soft spot of the zone, but runs into the coverage, and a great play by the corner there. It was Bowie actually that made that play.
Of course, it's always easy to be that guy that says you had a guy wide open, but and he had a drag route wide open for a first down. If you could have seen it.
You gotta love for a second there. I don't know if it was just the way that the pixelation from the stream quality. I actually thought that ball was starting a little too far right when it came off the kicker's foot.
Not to be that guy, but I became that guy.
Armchair Madden players. We see Smith. He's got oh man. He had a opening on the kickoff return. He gets it to the 38-yard line. Man, I was about to criticize B More for, taking the kick because, I've long said on our broadcast charter that if it's going to get me a touchback, I'm taking it. He took it out, and he's only a chunk play away from being in field goal range already.
He took it out.
And we see a run. Smart play. I like that play call as your play call leading into the 2-minute warning. It's only about 1.5 yards, but still, I like the idea there, trying to catch Felger sleeping. Ultimately doesn't work, but I do like the thought process out of be more there.
Now, did you actually get that reference? It's probably not as many people probably did. Maybe nobody.
I
On
feel like I
Seinfeld.
do know it, but I'm not like it triggered something obviously because I laughed, but I can't like pinpoint what exactly it was.
It was on Seinfeld where Elaine goes out with somebody. Jerry
Oh,
says,
there's our hit stick fumble. There it is finally, and it's a scoop. And no, not quite a score as that 91 speed of McFarland kicked in there and made
finally,
yeah,
finally happened. What we've been saying was going to happen finally happened.
finally happened. But it made David cut inside where he was ultimately tackled by a lineman. And good
That
golly,
was
did he got the wood
the
laid to him.
the episode where Elaine goes out with a friend of Jerry's, and they're sitting in the car, and then all of a sudden he just like takes it out, the bait in the car.
Yes, I
And
do
so
remember. Yes.
she goes
Uh,
back to tell him how it went. She said, oh, it went good. He's like, oh, what happened? Yeah, it was fun. And she goes, he took it out. What? What do you mean? He took it out.
yep.
He said, no, this can't be. So that was the reference there. If you
Yes.
have to
Yeah.
explain it, it probably, I probably should have just kept it to myself when you have to explain it so much.
There are plenty of Seinfeld lovers here. As Beemore, what are you doing? Let him get in the end zone at this point. Oh man, it is first and
Yeah,
goal. That's gonna do it. That's gonna be your ball game. Oh, if you're right there like that, let him get in. Let him score.
at least, man, it still would have made it pretty tough, but you'd have had some kind of chance
Yeah,
if
I
you'd have
mean,
let him stay there.
you're essentially playing for the blocked extra point to keep it a one possession game. But hey, stranger things have happened in the kicking game in Madden 22. But you also, hey, you never know. You might also, it might be a 9 point game, and you get the 2 point convert, or excuse me, you get the onside kick. But
Yeah, it's a
not letting him score, you don't get the ball back at all.
rare, once in a lifetime onside kick.
But
And
whew,
actually, I have had happen against me in this league.
I have not done it in
It never
22.
happens, but I had it happen to me.
I did it in 21, I think. I don't believe I ever did it in 22. But oh, what a game this was. This was an awesome super wild card football game here. 30-28 will be your final score. Man, I
Came
hope
down to that
it did.
hit
We
stick
were
fumble.
I was I told you I had the fear the whole game and my fears came true right there at the end.
It just looked like every time it was going to be one of those fumbles because, I mean, he was just landing them solid.
Solid, like rock solid. I mean, he was squaring them up, good every single time. But man, we see now the Vikings, the 5 seed, if I remember correctly, moving on to the second round of the NFC playoffs. Let me see if I can figure out who they're going to get here.
That's a great game.
Oh, that I just realized the Seahawks won their first round game with the upset over the 2 seed Cardinals, so they automatically will go to Chicago. The Vikings will now play the winner of the Eagles and Cowboys, which, if I remember correctly, the league unfortunately did have to force that one due to some Xbox issues with the Cowboys user. So it will be Vikings versus Eagles in the second round. So we've got Bears, Seahawks, Eagles, Vikings. It's gonna be some good playoffs. I like what we got here. And then over in the AFC, we've got the Jaguars taking on. Actually, that hasn't been decided yet. We do know that the Bengals moved forward.
Bengals won.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, let's see. Charter, if you do have some time, let's see if we can boot up the last. We are officially in the fourth quarter out in South Beach. That's not what I
I'm
want.
looking at that one now.
I'm trying so hard to do 2 things at once, and those watching the broadcast see that it is failing miserably.
Yeah, we've got Miami up 31-25 right now at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they opened the fourth quarter here as we do have it up on the broadcast now. 31-25 out in South Beach. The Dolphins are on top of the Ravens. This game ultimately, no matter who wins this, will not decide for sure who's going forward. As we know, we didn't get to talk about this at all during the game. You're in the playoffs. You're going up against the Patriots. So, the aforementioned Patriots. We talked about his awful jersey selections, but we never talked about how you are going up against him next round. That ultimately will be the game that decides where everybody goes in the AFC for round 2. How you feeling about that game?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a good close game. We both played each other quite a bit, so shouldn't be any mystery. Just going to come down to whoever takes care of the football doesn't turn it over. I like my chances, but we're back to all these Blizzard Bowls. So it's I've already gotten that little notification scenario, which I actually didn't click on it, but it didn't matter because the scenario is automatic whether you click on it or not. But it tells you you're going to have a blizzard,
Yeah.
so it's definitely going to be snow, and it takes away I think 10 points from everybody on the fields, like speed, acceleration, agility, all that. Which doesn't really change much because if everybody loses it, then you still have the same speed gap. It's just
Everybody looks
overall
like they're running
everything's
in the
slowed
mud.
down. Yeah. But sometimes that weather, and on the wind especially, it can affect quarterback accuracy. So with my team being more of a passing team, that could help him a little bit. So we'll see. I'm just
Now,
hoping he uses one of those really ugly uniform combinations.
that's going to be. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you're still watching the Ravens Dolphins, but
Yeah,
Lamar
I'm watching it.
Jackson just took a 3rd and inches at midfield all the way to the house. Wow. We
Yeah,
are
that was a
now a Badgley.
design quarterback run.
Yeah, or a Badgley extra point away from a Ravens lead. And there we have it. 1 point lead here for the Ravens. Wow. But are you all studied up on those stretch alerts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm good to go on that. But
Uh,
I'm gonna try to run as many play action crossers as I possibly can. Just gonna make I'm just gonna go out in a blaze of glory, get kicked out of the league, and just run every play be a PA crosser. How
every
about that?
play. Every play, PA crosser. And I hope it's answered with every play a stretch alert.
Yeah, but just both go out, just have a good time. Just and it doesn't even have to really be the exact same play. Just anything that's got that same general idea behind it. It doesn't have to be called PA crosser. Just be a some kind of play action with some type of crossing route, and he can run something that's a alert, some kind of like stretch. You know,
And there you have it. That'll be your
that's
game
like a
right
lot of
there.
fun.
Well, I hate to do this to our viewing audience, but we are going to go ahead and cut the stream here. So if you aren't already tuned in to Be More Stream, say like on the side or whatever, go ahead, hit up Be More Stream. It's in the live streams channel over on the Afterwork Football League Discord. But as always, Charter, it was such a good time calling the game with you. Glad to be
Yeah,
back in the saddle for Awful Night of Football. Um, I've got family coming into town here starting Friday, but maybe we'll put together something for the Super Bowl. But I do look forward to our next broadcast. And
yeah, good time.
until next time, Afterwork Football League and all the outsiders that may have been watching just to see two guys call some video game action, we'll see you out there on the field.